Good Sunday early evening. Goodness, I'm trying to turn the light down. There we go. It'll make it a little darker in here, but I think that's going to be okay because this is just about... Nope, I need that on. All right. Today, we're going into Chapter 8 of the ICU book, which is about how compassion and connections save lives. Okay? Because it does. So I'm going to invite a few people. Give me just a minute. Okay, just a minute. I'm sorry. Of course, Remy thinks it's time to eat. Oh, goodness. Okay. Anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and get into this chapter and start reading chapter 8, which is what makes us powerful. Maybe being different isn't bad after all. Rapunzel, a fractured fairy tale. Hello there. I did my celebrity look, but I got to go get the photos. Sorry, so I look a little different today. I have only been asked out by a blow-up toy once. As a sophomore in college, I woke up to a life-size inflatable leprechaun standing in my living room with a note taped to his chest. The note was from a boy in apartment 20 asking me on a date. This guy was wacky from the start. He took me to a comedy show, and after we picked up frozen yogurt, as we walked back to our apartment building, he said, "Tell me a story." Still giggly from the comedy show, I invented a bizarre fairy tale off the top of my head. Once upon a time, there was a princess, but she wasn't an ordinary princess. This princess was born with broccoli for hair. When I finished the story, my date applauded with enthusiasm. I think he genuinely liked it. I also think he was trying to get a second date. His praise convinced me to submit the story for my children's literature class project. I typed it up just hours before the assignment was due and copied and pasted a clip art leaf that would have to pass for broccoli. I recognize now that the leaf looked a lot more like marijuana than broccoli. I entitled the story Rapunzel, a fractured fairy tale. I need to tell you more about this untraditional princess. Her story serves as an omen for things to come. Rapunzel hates having broccoli for hair. She has to trim the moldy ends, wash it, and sleep in the fridge once a week to keep it from wilting. She also has to deal with unwanted attention from others. One night, as she is complaining about her hair, her fairy godmother appears. Godmother has come to rid Rapunzel of her broccoli hair and promises to replace it with shiny locks. All she requires is that the princess take 24 hours to think about her decision. Does she truly want to be rid of her broccoli hair forever? The next day, Rapunzel comes across a hungry man slumped on the side of the road. In a spirit of true generosity, she cuts off some of her broccoli hair and shares it with him. She loves the way it feels to give to someone. All through the village, she offers her healthy florets to the villagers. They love the princess for her generous spirit. In the end, Rapunzel tells the fairy godmother she wants to keep her hair. She no longer despises sleeping in the refrigerator once a week or trimming the moldy ends. She has learned to love her hair because of the opportunity it gives her to help others. her trial has taken on a brand new meaning. I got an A minus on the project. I suspect it was the marijuana leaf clip art that docked my grade. And that wacky boy, I married him the following year. 9 years later, on my 27th birthday, Rob gave me a special present, a hardback copy of my story, Rapunzel, A Fractured Fairy Tale, was complete with illustrations done by a friend. Rob thought it needed to be shared. The story began circulating among friends and family. After reading my book to her kids, my sister called on the phone and said, "Julie, I was just reading this book out loud and I started crying. This isn't just a children's book. This is a book for everybody. Julie, this is a book about spiritual gifts." Shivers went down my spine. The truth in her words overwhelmed me. I thought about Rapunzel's generosity when she cut off her hair to feed a stranger. Generosity was an innate gift she already possessed. When she combined her generosity with an unexpected and even painful part of her life, having broccoli for her hair, she became more than the princess. She became a hero. I started talking to kids, to adults, to anyone who would listen, teaching each and every one of them what makes you different, makes you powerful. I have now used the message of Rapunzel to speak to thousands of people about the acceptance of innate talents. Everyone has something to share, a superpower they can use to see others. Identifying a superpower. My definition of a gift is a talent that comes naturally. A superpower is made when we combine that gift with our transformative life experiences. What is my superpower to give? What gift can I combine with a plot twist? I've been people crazy for as long as I can remember. I love being around other people, connecting with them, and learning their stories. From a young age, making friends came easily to me. That is one of my gifts. Hi, Ashley. Thank you for joining. My broccoli hair is easy to identify. I graduated college, I married a good guy, and that's where the plot twist came. Depression and anxiety was the broccoli hair life experience that I spent years wishing the fairy godmother would take away. Once I stopped running from my challenge and accepted it, I found healing. My experience gave me insight to how to help others. Combining my insight into mental health, broccoli hair, and my ability to connect with others, innate gift, has resulted in one of my greatest treasures and superpowers, the ICU mission. I work every day to strengthen my superpower to see people better. Not long ago, I came into a realization. I confided in my friend, Rapunzel isn't a story about a princess with broccoli for hair. It is a story about me. This is my story. Like only a good friend can, she surprised me with, "You really just figured that out?" Could Rapunzel be about you too? Finding our gifts. While we certainly try to improve skills that don't come easily to us, we each have innate talents waiting to be polished, and we might get more bang for the buck when we hone in on what we naturally are good at. Our gifts are unique, ours to share with the world. Close your eyes and picture something you're good at, something you've always had a knack for. since the day you were born. Are you amazing with kids? Do you catch on to concepts quickly? Do you connect with others easily? Are you articulate? Are you a good listener? What special gifts are yours? I'm going to put a marker here because I do want to come back to that after we read this. A special pillow. Give me a second. I got to get a drink super fast. Hang on here. All right. A special pillow. When my sister Amy underwent cancer treatments during her pregnancy, many people rallied around her, supporting her by offering the talents they had to share. One of the most meaningful gifts she received from a woman in Southern California who learned about her situation and wanted to do something to help. An accomplished seamstress, she put her skills to work and sewed a special pillow for my sister. After Amy's son was born, she immediately underwent a second mastectomy, and recovering was a challenge, and her chest was very sensitive. Amy had agonized over what she could do to connect with her baby. She wanted so badly to hold him close and comfort him. A package from Southern California arrived in the mail just in time. The pillow was specifically made to strap around her body in such a way that she could hold the baby close to her face without feeling in pain from the pressure of the baby on her chest. It was a powerful offering and will never be forgotten. The woman who served my sister is an example of using a unique talent to bring a relief to a situation. It was sweet to learn that this humble seamstress also happens to be the mother-in-law of Tim Ballard, who wrote the foreword to this book. All right, the 4-to-1 ratio. Hello, Cheryl. Thank you for joining. Our gifts will not be appreciated. I had a sad neighbor. I often saw her in the afternoon as she walked to the mailbox, still wearing her pajamas, then returning to her house. The curtains were always closed. She looked unhappy, anxious, and put my gift of making friends to use. I looked for ways to interact with her. I often crossed the street when I saw her getting her mail and struck up a conversation. We talked about our kids and pets and jobs, and I thought our relationship was becoming solid, and I enjoyed learning from her perspective. One day, a friend from the other side of the neighborhood was chatting with me in the kitchen, and she was close to the neighbor I was befriending. She confided that my neighbor had said she didn't like me. She found my questions nosy. We all have moments when a negative experience makes us question our abilities. I felt sick. I thought conversing with my neighbor was benefiting her, but she felt uncomfortable with my approach. I asked myself, do I overwhelm people? Instead of helping my neighbor, I had annoyed her. I like people. I certainly didn't want to annoy them. It is important to evaluate criticism we're given. It's their truth in it, and if so, how can we improve? Considering the feedback I was given, I decided I wanted to change. I thought of friends who were more reserved than me, and in their disposition as a model to emulate. For the next few days, I spoke less. I didn't talk to strangers in line at the post office. I didn't ask the cashier at the store if they liked their job. How did I feel after a few days of the new me? Awful. I felt smaller than I did the day I was told my neighbor called me nosy, stifling who I was. I felt worse than the criticism. Interestingly enough, with that same week, I had 4 different people in the neighborhood express gratitude for my outgoing nature. And I am so grateful I'm so grateful that you introduced yourself. I was so scared when I moved here that you were the first person to talk to me. You made me feel like things might be okay because I had a friend. If you could see me now, I would hold up one hand with 4 fingers in the air. The other hand would be up with a single one. 4 people like it. 1 person didn't. 4-to-1 ratio. I get to choose which hand to put in front of my face. I can center my attention on the 4 fingers, on the hand that has one. I'm going with the 4, right? Which do I choose to look at? I can choose to focus on the feedback of one person who thought my talent was annoying, or I can choose to concentrate on the feedback I received from 4 sources who told me that my talent helped them. I chose to focus on the 4 fingers, the 4 people I had helped, and I chose to be me. To be the powerful beings we were born to be, we must always stay us. Our goal should be to become the best version of us. Seeing people by using our talents requires vulnerability. But the payoff is worth it. Knowing that we are changing and saving lives by using our gifts to spur connection is rich, honest life. Broccoli for hair. Most of us want to help people. That's probably why we are reading this book. We might have a vision for exactly how we will make the world a better place. Maybe we want to make a lot of money so we can bring financial relief to the poor. Maybe we want to be the party house where teenagers choose to bring their best friends. But what if we lose our job and can barely provide for our own family? What if our teenager hates being home, despite our best efforts to connect with them? Amidst the setbacks, we have opportunities to make the world a better place with the hand we are dealt. John Lennon sang, "Life is what happens when you are busy making other plans." We each have our own plot twists, disappointments and detours, life circumstances that were never part of our plan. As we look at our life with an eye of curiosity, we can find our own broccoli hair. If we let life's surprises can be opportunities to connect with others. We don't always get to choose how our life unfolds, but we do get to choose what we do with it. Putting a superpower to use. By honoring our experiences and talents, we can craft a superpower that rescues others. I have a 12-year-old niece named Marin whose supernatural gift is noticing others. She enjoys picking out thoughtful gifts for family and making friends with those left out, and in entertaining small children without being asked. Basically, she takes after her mom, my big sister Jenny, whose heart knows no bounds. Marin also has a rare connective tissue disorder called Loeys-Dietz syndrome, LDS. Her childhood has been different than her siblings and friends. She can't participate in contact sports or strenuous exercise. Pushing herself too hard could lead to serious complications. She can't wear the cute shoes most girls her age are wearing. If she does, she struggles with foot pain and even sprains. Scoliosis and loose joints make backpacks painful to wear. A friend of hers with the same condition recently passed away, leaving Marin asking, "Will the same thing happen to me?" I have watched Marin combine her awareness of others, her gift, with her disorder, her broccoli hair, resulting in mesmerizing superpower. To illustrate, I'll share a portion of an essay she wrote for a school assignment. If I were a superhero, I would have the power to heal the sick and injured. I would go to the hospital every week and heal everyone I could. I love my superpowers so much, but at the same time, I hate them because sometimes I can't always save everyone because there's only one of me and a million of them. I'm a miracle girl, and I hope I will always do good for this world and everyone in it. And I want to live up to I want to help them live up to their full potential. In my heart, I will always think of myself as Miracle Girl. Marin makes presents and cards to deliver to patients at the hospital. Marin's superpower is empathy in action. She is Miracle Girl to me. What our superpowers have in common is they are needed. We don't need to talk in front of a large group the way I like to, or hand out presents in hospitals like Marin does. There are countless ways to share light and to be true to who we are. Is just what the world needs. The bottom line, when we combine our transformative life experiences with our talents, we develop our own superpowers that help us see others. I thought this one was actually really amazing. And I'm going to take my glasses off now because now I don't have to read. Of course, my lashes look a little funny. I think they were hitting my glasses. I'm doing a celebrity look, so I had to have big lashes because she's got big lashes. So, what I do think is interesting is about finding your gifts. Think about it. Close your eyes for just a minute and think about something that you have always, always, always had a knack for. So let's do it. Close your eyes and think, what have I always, always, always had a knack for? I think my big one is I connect with others easily. I really do. I tend to have a magnet on. When I'm in public, people come to me and talk to me. I go to them and I talk to them. Kenitra, what did you come up with? Close your eyes and what do you think your gift is? This is an amazing chapter. Wow. Renessa, did you try it? Anybody, close your eyes for just a minute and think about something you've always, always, always had a knack for. That's deep, man. That's really deep. Wow. Wow. So I don't know if anybody's come up with one, and if you do, share it. I would love to hear it. And I think this is an amazing part of our transformation into who we are meant to be, who we are, right? That version of us magnified. Because now we've kind of morphed into our gift, our superpower, and our purpose. I love it. You know what? I agree with that completely. Completely. Oh my gosh, I love that, Renessa. I love it. That, you know what? That hasn't always been something I can do, but because I am 8 years sober, I can talk to people that have been needing to recover, right? I've been in awful relationships and I can help people move forward, right? Because that is hard. So, but see, draw into your gift, find your special superpower, and there comes your passion, right? Holy Hannah. This was a great chapter for today. Like, seriously. Wow. And we do need to remember, it is so true. It is going to be like a 4-to-1 ratio. Not everybody's going to love our superpower, right? Not everybody's going to get it. But I think it's very super duper important, right? Focus on the good, because the good should outweigh the negative. And when it doesn't, sure, maybe you got to pull back and re-strategize. As we go through time, sometimes our gift may change, right? Or our superpower of delivery may change, because life does move forward and we go through things, right? So that's kind of like in direct sales. If you think about it, you talk about your why, right? That's your passion. That is your purpose. That is kind of going into your gifts. It kind of all falls together. And think about how often those can change. Wow. So definitely remember that 4-to-1 ratio. And let's put those superpowers to use. Because it is pretty interesting. So we take our passion, connecting with people, for instance, right? And my superpower is I just go to people and people come to me. And the delivery is the open, honest conversations I have, because I have no boundaries. People can talk to me about stuff that they probably wouldn't talk to anybody else about. Isn't that weird? I don't care. I've had people talk to me about very odd situations with their marriage, right? Very odd situations, get this, sexually. And I was like, okay, but I listened. I get off the cuff stuff. When I was younger, I actually called that my bad magnetic, because people were drawn to me and I was drawn to them, right? But people would come to me honestly and just dump stuff out, because I was meant to hear it and I think help people process it, It took a long time for me to realize I had some pretty good advice and I started taking it for myself. You know how it's always easier to give it to somebody else? Yeah. But I did learn. Oh my gosh. We need to, everybody that has really enjoyed this book, seriously, I think we should get in a group chat and carry this forward, maybe do a Zoom, and seriously strategize and talk about this stuff. If you guys are interested in doing that, put Zoom in the comments, because I think it would be really interesting when the book is all done to sit back and talk about the pieces of it and what we're doing with it, right? And what our thoughts are about it, and help each other get to those points so that we can put our superpowers to use, so we can see people, so we can have the compassion to connect, and take it forward. Because I will so host that. I will. And I think it would be awesome. Seriously. Oh my goodness. And next Sunday, we are doing chapter 9, which is the art of authenticity. Get ready. It's gonna be good. Gosh, you guys, thank you so much. I hope that you guys have enjoyed the book, I See You. When we're done, I already have another one to read on Sundays. And I hope you guys will like it as well. It's another very, very, very helpful book. And this is something I seriously enjoy doing. I love sharing books. And sometimes my voice is soothing, sometimes it's not. But I hope it comes across in a pleasant way that you enjoy it. I do. Thank you so much, doll. Thank you, Elizabeth. You gotta let me know if you want to be in the Zoom. This would be awesome. I'd love to have you. I would. I'd love to have you all in a Zoom. And let's talk about this stuff. I will post a summary of all the chapters in order on my page as soon as this is done posting. So in case anybody needs to go back and listen to a chapter, you guys can go back and get them all and get caught up. All right? Thank you so much, everybody, for joining. Have a wonderful, beautiful Sunday evening. And as always, please stay happy, healthy, and safe until I see you guys again. Good night. Mwah.